Edson Alvarez very much a talking point. Where do you think his future lies?
Not at Ajax. That's a reality. He's 25 years old. He's getting to that age where he needs to make the jump and he needs to make the move. Most players in the Eredivisie, they don't stay that long. I think he's done everything he can do at Ajax. He's exceeded expectations. Not too long ago, we're talking about months ago, Chelsea actually made a bid somewhere along the lines of over 40 million for him, and it was Ajax that retained him. They had just lost something like 4 or 5 big players, among them Antony to Manchester United. Erik ten Hag knows him. He was a target there. It was Chelsea who made the bid for him. I think his future lies somewhere in the Premier League. I really do think he has the physical capabilities of playing in the league like the Premier League, and I do think there are teams out there that could benefit from an actual 6, a ball winner, a defensive maestro, if you will, somebody who protects that back line. And Edson, he may have missed his penalty kick, but it doesn't define him. He's been one of the better players for Ajax over the last few seasons, a player who was heavily criticized when he got to the Eredivisie, and today has won over fans, has won over pundits, and is going to be looking for a big payday, wherever that may be. I think we may be looking at a Chelsea, if you will. I know that they have Enzo Fernandez, but Kovacic, and Enzo Fernandez, I don't think are the duo they're looking for. N'Golo Kante, he's getting older. He'll be on the outs. That lack of Jorginho that they had is still missing. A player like Edson could be a very good player there.
So I'm with you that now is the time, Herc. I think both for Ajax and for Edson. This is now 3.5 seasons that he's been there on top of this season. He's played almost 150 games. There's not much left to prove. For Ajax, this guy's got a contract till 2025. So if you don't sell him now, you basically in 2024, you have the transfer value, and most clubs are just going to say, whatever. If we really want this player, we'll wait for 12 months and we'll get him for free. And the player will want to do that too because he knows there's a lot more money in that contract than when you get sold. So now is the time for both parties, Herc. And I agree with you that the Premier League seems like the likely landing spot because that's where we see almost all of the links. Where I disagree with you is the level in the Premier League because you see him linked to not just Chelsea, you've seen him linked to Liverpool, you've seen him linked to Arsenal.
Yeah.
As much as I want to believe that Edson is at that level and could lock down a starting spot at that level, I have my doubts. I would much rather see him go to that next level down in the Premier League, something like a West Ham, if they move on from a Declan Rice, something even like a Newcastle, who could potentially be at that top level of the Premier League if they keep spending, but right now are not in the elite. I just don't know
you jumped
if
Chelsea,
Edson's
you
elite,
went to Newcastle.
You got to be elite to go to a place like Chelsea and start. Just ask Christian Pulisic.
Well, Chelsea's mid-table right now, so they're not elite. And
but you got to be elite to start there on a world scale, Herc. You can't just be any guy and you're going to consistently start at Chelsea.
You've got to be elite. You've got to just start.
You believe Edson starts at Chelsea? You believe that?
Honestly, I don't know what to think of Chelsea, and I think everybody will get it.
That's a different conversation.
No, but this is part of the conversation. This is what This is why it's Chelsea and why it's not Liverpool, why it's not Manchester United, because there's realistic competition at places like those. I think Chelsea right now, if you look at that midfield, he'll get an opportunity. And Edson's always been, give me an opportunity. I will prove my worth. Now, there's a dramatic leap from the Eredivisie to the Premier League, especially in a club like Chelsea, a club that plays or was playing in European competitions, that was under a microscope, that had some of the most expensive, or has some of the most expensive footballers in the world. I'll give you that. But nobody's saying he should come in and immediately start. But I'm also looking at the likes of an Enzo Fernandez, who's not an out-and-out defensive midfielder. He orchestrates from the back. He playmakes from a deep line position. Or like a Kovacic. They're very different. And I do think he has something that suits more like Jorginho when he was there, and he wasn't that much of a actual ball winner, but I think he's got more of that defensive bite that they may be lacking.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.